Good morning, welcome to Frank's School, the 123rd day of the 6th year, first video. I really hope I get this right. Hydra has now become my friend, you might say, Hydra in my head. Remember, I started off with all these terms and all these sources. Well, Hydra has led me to two syllables, degrowth, degrowth. And as I say, I really hope I get this right. Let me start around the periphery. Well, no, first of all, I should maybe start over here. Economics, history, science, ecology, government, politics. I've touched on stuff in every one of those subjects, and I'm not going to be done with this, but all of those have led me to degrowth. And so in a way, I'll simplify the board by getting rid of those. Now, around the periphery, in a way, in Vermont, United States, you might find, you'll have to use YouTube or Wikipedia to get to this stuff. I can't list it all, but a man named Eric Zensi, I think it is, he in a book edited by Eric Asadorian, is sustainability still possible? Is the name of the book. He wrote a chapter on energy. Energy, the master resource, I think. If you would read that or hear him talk about it, it's not something new. It's just very well stated. And if you don't understand this whole business with energy, well, there's Vermont in a way. Washington, D.C., here in the United States, I say I'm going around the periphery here. Eric Asadorian. I'm not certain if he would fully say that he is among the degrowthers. I think he would. I'm not sure. But in any case, he came up with an idea called yard farmers, which you could find. You could look more into it. I certainly agree with it. I am in contact with him to some extent. He works for an organization called World Watch in D.C. So there, we've got that contact in Washington, yard farmers. Interesting idea. I hope it goes somewhere. If you don't understand degrowth, and especially what is degrowth anyway, this man in Vancouver, Canada, he delivers a long lecture, 3 parts on YouTube, with some help. Why degrowth? And right at the beginning of it, he defines it. And he's very clear. He's a man about my age. And he's very clear, so there, Vancouver, Washington. Now, in Germany, I had run across, I shouldn't put this in quotes, I should underline it. There's lots going on in Europe, but I'm giving you names that you could pursue them if you wanted to. This woman, Karen de Miguel Wessendorf, directed a movie called Weniger ist mehr. It was for television. Now that's German and translates less is more. I have not been able to see it, but I've seen parts of it. And if you would look for her at a conference on YouTube where where is that? I think it's in, I want to say it's in Leipzig. It might be in Cologne. I don't think it's Budapest. They had a lot of conferences where she explains what she did, and there you get to see clips of it, quite long clips of it, 4 instances of what's going on in Europe, specific examples of degrowth. I associate this man's name with her and that production, and I think Heinrich Boll, I don't know how to say that in English, Stiftung. This is an institute. I don't know. In any case, in Germany, I am in contact to some extent with her, and I would still like to see that. So, Germany. Now, I mentioned the conferences already, and every 2 years there's a conference on degrowth. I'm personally thinking that's not often enough. Now that I've found this, the next one this year, August 2018, will be in Malmö, Sweden. There was Paris, there was Barcelona, I think, there was Budapest, certainly, Leipzig, I think. They've every 2 years they've had them. So, and these, I think, are largely have largely begun, if I've got this right, by Francois Schneider. I think he might have organized the first one. I'm not every one of these people. I'm giving you names, proper nouns now, real people. You can go find them if you want. But you'd have to see it on YouTube or Wikipedia. He walked around a lot of southern France with a donkey, leading a donkey, as a sort of a publicity stunt, trying to get attention to the need for degrowth. Degrowth, as I say, those two syllables, and there was, I don't know if there still is, but there was a lot of debate about, is that the right name? Is that the right term? Shouldn't we call it something else? Kind of silly. That is the term. Anyway, drawing attention to it, he did that kind of a publicity stunt. But anyway, he is part of this, which I will speak about in a moment. Fred I don't know how to say these names for sure. Collet has a French accent. As a matter of fact, I wanted to say something about these accents. If you find any of these people and you listen to their presentations on YouTube, you're going to hear that they virtually all have foreign language accents. English is the lingua franca of the degrowth movement, which is ironic because the United States, doesn't even know it. It's going on where so many people speak English. England is a player, but not a major player. But these are all over Europe, really, and so they're going to be speaking with accents. No problem for somebody like me, an American, or somebody in Britain to suddenly come on board. You'll understand what they're saying. Anyway, down to this group. There is a Barcelona, Spain, became or is sort of the center of activity of degrowth. There's a degrowth community, which is vague in a way. I mean, it's just people who have come on board and they feel, yeah, that's for us. But there's more specifically a Barcelona group, and there's even an organization called Research and Degrowth, like research and development, research and degrowth. And some of this gets really homey looking. There's I think it's like what might have been called a former villa in a way, or in Portuguese I'd call it a quintal. I don't know how to say these. Can de Cre, but if you type that in, you'll see it. There is a group of very active people. And among them, you're going to find a man named Federico de Mario. You can hear him speak on YouTube. There's a Filka there. There's a Fulvia there. Women as well. But this man, I guess I'm going to end up coming down to this man at the moment anyway, Georgos Kallis. I am reading his book right now, In Defense of Degrowth. And as I emailed him and told him, his writing is incredible to me. He's Greek, he's native Greek, but what a great writer he is, I think. His better known book, or earlier book, was Degrowth, Vocabulary for a New Era. And he didn't write it alone. There were others that wrote with him. But in any case, there's where I am now. And this came out this month, January 2018. So this is the cutting edge. And as I say, I don't know if I did this justice or not, but my quest to get control of Hydra in my head has led me to these syllables. And so that's success. But I'm not done here. I feel like now I have found friendly terms and ideas in my head. Bye for now.